Hi there, my name is Ritwik, and today I'm going to give you a lecture on the course Ending Poverty. It's a very small course, and I think you're going to master it with flying colors. So the course is I End Poverty, and let's see my approach as a student. I constructed a study guide that will hopefully lead to innovation. All right, the first chapter is History of Poverty. There is no one answer, there are millions. Chapters of poverty are hunters, hunter-gatherers, farming, free trade, industrialization, and technological revolution. There are natural and man-made reasons for poverty. The people under the scale of poverty have less choices, voice, factors of resources, and opportunity, and therefore they have less credibility for engagement with the upper classes of wealth. There is a saying throughout: without poverty, the world won't run. If there was no poverty, the world would be a place with no incentive to work or produce for the demand of goods. Poverty surfaces in human rights violations, crimes, cultural desensitization, and overall inequality in the world. All right, very good. That was the first chapter, and now let's get into chapter 2. Chapter 2 is called War and Poverty. Let's begin. All right, famine is usually as a result of war. Genocide trims the brightest of the economy, slowing it down. The sustainability of a nation is cracked to leak. Poverty is profitable, flows within the economy as platforms or springboards for more profitable business. The allocated resources that tackles poverty are not utilized well as a result of financially lowering causes like corruption, like the middle class is getting poorer, and as a result, they are more prone to experimenting with corruption. All right, that's chapter 2. Let's get into chapter 3. Hey friends, we've gone through chapter 1 and 2. Now it's chapter 3. Chapter 3 is poverty facts. 80% of man lives on less than $10 per day. Sometimes it's even $1 in many countries. 20% of all world population owns 3/4 of the world's income. 22,000 children die every day due to poverty. 1/3 of the developing countries are underweight. The 70 million children of primary school age won't go to school this year. A billion people or more are illiterate. 2.2 billion children live on this earth. Half of them are under poverty. All right, let's dive into street children now. Street children are the most vulnerable. They are landless, capitalless, and forced to support others really early. They are not able to acquire basic information as a result. They are tricked throughout their lives. Girl children are most vulnerable as they are prone to rape. They are usually seen with babies as early as 12 years old. Street children earn from selling flowers or collecting papers in the dump. Male children are often found addicted to glue or marijuana. The work is a hierarchy that is dictated by trust and violence. The metropolitans of developing countries. Metropolitans show overcrowded streets with a diversity of people of economic wealth. Distribution is evident in everyday behavior. Rickshaw drivers or poor people act like lesser people or inferiors just to be accepted for business proposals. A lot of shops will not allow certain people to enter and purchase if the dress code is not up to standard. If they look poor, they're out. Poor people seem to be treated with less affection and are given less authority and opportunity to uphold order. Okay, now it's rural lands of developing countries. The effects of poverty spread throughout like lack of toilets, gas, electricity, drinking water, etc. People live in poor lives farming and making very little profit, especially due to landlessness. The mainstream media penetrates less in rural areas. Quarrels are resolved by elders of the village. They are equally uh, I'm sorry, the mainstream media penetrates less into the rural areas. Quarrels are resolved by the elders of the village. There are usually NGOs that are not funded enough to deal with the spread of disease or injustice. Rural kids have more of a sense of community, healthy air, but are very prone to even the slightest of natural disasters. All right, now it's microcredit. So, microcredit was a system that was invented by Dr. Yunus. He came after the war and saw everyone in poverty. He picked women, workers who were spiraling to their doom. He gave them very small amounts of money, micro loans, let's say, microcredit. With this small amount of money, the women paid for chicken, which laid eggs, and these eggs were sold for business purposes, and profit fed the family, while the interest was also returned. So this is microcredit in a nutshell. So basically, if you want to administer microcredit, then what you have to do is give a loan of $1 or more to a person and guide them through the process of how to capitalize the resources that you have given them, and then tell him to give back a tiny portion to you so that he can repay the loan while making money, right? That is microcredit. Microfinance has a great future. One day people will be paid in micro units, and the payment will stream fluently. And there will always be a, a scope. There will always be hope. All right, so that was microcredit. Now it's social business. So, social business is a form of business where you do not profit. I do not say you do not lose, I said you do not profit, which means that your business will have a business motive to recover the cost of production. After you've recovered your cost of production, you sell it at zero profit. So there's no loss on your side, and the product is much cheaper for poorer people to buy. That is social business, zero profit business. Yeah, that's about it. All right, let's get into the next phase, the future of poverty. The future of poverty is a lot of people will say poverty will never end, or else how will we produce? If everyone has everything, then there will be no need for work. But I'm telling you that technology is coming at a really fast rate, and it's going to cut off the factor of production called land and labor and capital. These things will be snipped off for better production. Um, Yes, let's say in the future, what you'll have is suckle toys, breasts with milk. These toys are made in the form of a breast for children to suckle on, and a pipe gives them milk. There's also a database of advertising and internet access chip in the breast toy. Right now, every time the child suckles, the child gets some money for placing an ad on a global media. Right, what we're doing is taking the job of marketing industry and giving it to infants, saying that infants can handle this without a hassle. And then eventually the infant is going to run out of suckling toy pleasure, so he'll be playing with solid toys. What you do then is you get finger sensitive toys that count advertisement placement to media based on touch, right? Same technology, just different media. And when the kid gets older and can play with scissors, what you should do is give them a piece of paper that is covered with micro advertisement, very tiny spaces for each company, and tell them to snip as many pieces as possible and then create animals like lions or dogs or tigers or rabbits, and it'll be an educational experience, but at the same time he's dividing the time of advertising space on media. So it's this is the future. The future is paid study. You are going to enroll into a school that is free, and you're going to be paid for studying, because your study is going to be the production of the economy. Yeah, that's the future of poverty. There you go. Hey, thank you for listening. I hope this comes in handy. If you take this course seriously, then I would like you to write an article in 400 words that um, some something that you can do, right? Using the information that I have provided you. That would be good homework and assessment for the result. God bless all of you.